Hello, Potato! In another vain attempt to try and keep Weekend Magic somewhat under an hour, we're going to do a little more midweek magic. And today we're going to focus on ornaments. We got ornaments from Shop Disney. We've got ornaments from the Disney Store. We've got ornaments and they're all Disney. Yeah, they all are. So let's start with these two because they've actually been sitting around the longest. Actually been sitting around for a couple of weeks. I have forgotten to include them in Weekend Magic a couple times. Obviously from the packaging you can tell these came from Shop Disney. And so I'm assuming the Disney Store receives their ornaments like this too. Which one? Imagine how much garbage they must have to throw out. But two, don't you wish you could buy them this way from Disney Store? Because I mean, while this takes up more space in storage, it does store them really nicely. It stores them like little statues. I love that Shop Disney delivers the ornaments this way now instead of just throwing them in a bag. Which, I mean, which isn't to say they don't do that for other items. But they've been doing ornaments, I think, pretty well this year. Alright, so here's our first two. We've got Mickey and Minnie as marionettes. Sadly, and it does say this on the website, so it's not like it's any sort of deception on Disney's part. The marionettes do not actually work. They're not posable in any way. But they're very cute. I guess the advantage is they might... No, they wouldn't. I was thinking maybe they would stand up on their own if I didn't have the tags on them. But no, they won't. It's very much just much more... I mean, Mickey just kind of looks like the modern Mickey. It's got the pie wedge eyes. But maybe, well, you know, let's just take a closer look at these. Here we have a closer look at our Mickey and Minnie marionette ornaments. And like I said, they don't move. The wires are actually just like fishing line. So there's a little flex up there. Although I think the one in the middle there might actually be metal. I guess it's just such a short piece of line that it's not super flexible. But they are the more modern versions of Mickey and Minnie. They've given her... Something about her eyes that's a little weird to me. The word flirty comes to mind, and that doesn't seem appropriate, does it? But they both have the pie wedge eyes, so you know they're the current versions. Yep, with a lot of focus on Minnie this year. We have a nice little Minnie ornament to go with it. I'm surprised they didn't do ornaments of the like Minnie Mouse the Main Attraction items, because maybe that'll be a future year. But I think people would have gone for if they had done... So I was thinking one of the mugs. I mean, I guess the mugs sell, but they always seem to be the last thing available from each selection on the website. And I honestly think my local Disney store may still have some wisdom mugs from last year floating around. They may have clearanced, oh, I'm sure they clearanced them out, but I don't know if they actually got rid of them or not. But I'm surprised they didn't do, because they do ornaments for the castles. They don't do ornaments for like the Minnie Mouse the Main Attraction. I think those would have sold pretty well. So actually they could have done ornaments back for Mickey Mouse Memories as well. That would have been kind of interesting. But here they are. They are... Here's the back side of them. Nothing particularly special or interesting about them. They're all that resin and plastic and fishing line. And they're not tagged with years or anything. They aren't like special release ones like they sometimes do. But they do have the little metal bauble that does let you know what year they're from, I believe. It says Disney on this side. Yeah, 2020. So if they release them again in the future, you'll know if you have an original 2021 or if you have like a 2022 version. All right, let's look at our other Shop Disney ornament now. This is one that came out a couple weeks ago. I think we had it last week. And I just didn't include it in the video, largely for time. This is one of the ones that was actually, there was a waiting room for this, and then it sat up on the website like all day long, and has been on the website multiple times since then. And yep, it is the key ornament. Clearly, again, Disney is testing to see what we will buy. We will obviously buy the ornaments, or rather the keys, without having to like just get them as a free giveaway. And we will obviously, apparently not buy $300 worth of dolls, because I guess that Frozen one didn't do that well because they haven't tried it again since. So this time we're seeing if we buy them as ornaments. Yeah, well, it looks like a normal key. It's not. It's made out of resin, just like the rest of the ornament. And, well, again, let's just take a closer look at it. Here's our Disney key ornament. Yeah, it is just resin. It's not plastic like a normal key. So I don't know how many key collectors are actually going to go for this. Again, I know that they felt the need to set up a waiting room to order them, but I think the limit was like, I think it was 2 per customer, maybe it was more. It was a higher limit than normal, I think. But yeah, it's part of this new Gingerbread Mickey line. They seem to be doing a number of things in this. I've seen some plush in the Gingerbread Mickey. They have, I guess this year's charity pin is Gingerbread Mickey. You know, last year they had the train. This year they have gingerbread. That's a cute little ornament. And I mean, I don't really know why necessarily we want a reminder of the year 2020, but here it is. I guess maybe so we can look back years in the future and try to forget everything else and just remember a little bit of holiday Disney magic. And our last ornaments today are from Disney Store. So yeah, they're still like the Sketchbook Ornaments, but they are not in the lovely styrofoam packing. Which gets to be kind of nice if a Disney Store had room, and I've kind of seen their back room and they really don't. But if they had room to keep those boxes and just include the boxes with them when you purchase them. I realized one time we bought the Disney Eats cake stand, not the one they have now that's all golden and tacky, but the original one that was tasteful. And they had just putting them out, so they just gave us one out of the back that still had the styrofoam on it, which is nice for storing it. Yep, so we got these two. So we had some Disney notes. We used one of them last weekend to buy these two little guys. You know, so it's like the Hot Topic Hot Cash or the Box Lunch money, where if you get, you know, you spend $50, you get 25 off kind of thing. And yep, we got Stitch and Dumbo. And the cool thing with Dumbo, of course, is Dumbo is one of the hanging ornaments that kind of dangles, like the Winnie the Pooh one from, well, a month or so back now. Because that's how long they've been selling Christmas ornaments, and hey, that's how long we've been buying them. But it dangles like it's floating in the air. No feather, though. So I guess it must be Dumbo from... I guess it's toward the end of the film, because at the end of the film, he has the goggles, right? Yeah, we've bought more Dumbo things this year than I ever would have thought we would. Got the Minnie Mouse Main Attraction stuff. Well, we got the pins at least. The plush is coming eventually. We got that pop last week. And now we've got this ornament. So I guess we might as well take a closer look at them as well. So let's look at our Stitch ornament first. This is this year's version. I think last year they had one where he was more of a sitting up position. This year he's more of a hanging by his feet position, or maybe he's in mid-leap at you or something. He's got lights wrapped around him. They are not really fit. I mean, I'm sure they're glued on somewhere, but they're actually on string, so they do have a little bit of movement on them that you might not otherwise expect to get. It's a nice sculpt on the face, in particular in the mouth. Be very careful if you decide to buy this ornament. Be very careful and look at it carefully, because the first one we picked up and tried to bring it to the register, thankfully my wife noticed it before we paid, but the fingers apparently break off really easy, and so do some of the lights. So if you're going to buy this one, I would say buy this one early, and definitely look at it carefully. Of course, if you get it from Shop Disney, I imagine that won't be an issue because it'll come packed in styrofoam. It won't have been clanking around with its siblings on the peg. But it's actually a nice little sculpt. And got a little tuft of hair on the chest there. Not too much else to say about it. It's just a cute one. Let's take a look at Dumbo here. It's another nice sculpt. Like, I mean, they've all been decent sculpts, but I really do like the sculpts on the Stitch and the Dumbo in particular. And kind of like with the marionettes, the string holding it up is just like a thick fishing line. So while there's flex here, it's not as much as like the string on the Winnie the Pooh ornament, which is maybe a little disappointing. It'd be nice if the clouds could swing around a little bit more, because they are, being as light as they are, they're fairly rigid in their movement. But, you know, it still creates a nice effect of dangling when you hang it up. And, yep, again, I think this is Dumbo from the end of the film, because I think it's when he had the goggles, when he realized he didn't need the feather anymore. Yep. The clouds, I think, are very nicely done. They look suitably little transparent, which is kind of nice. Alright, so that is all the ornaments we have today. Yep, 5 of them. Which, maybe doesn't seem like a lot, but they're not cheap, right? So, yep, that'll do it for today. I hope you found this all interesting. If you did, please give the video a like and make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you've rung the little bell icon so you know when I post new videos. And don't worry, just because we've done so much stuff that would normally be part of Weekend Magic during the week, don't think that's going to mean that Weekend Magic's not going to still be like a half an hour long, because we've got some things I've been looking for, some things we've been waiting for, and maybe even a little Minnie Mouse, the main attraction. But don't worry, there's still a video tomorrow that's not those things, and I don't expect it'll be Midweek Magic because the week is basically over, so it'd be a weird name to call it, wouldn't it? So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.